In a world where pain can freeze a heart colder than winter, one woman's tears on a snowy bench will lead to the most unexpected miracle. Stay with me, this story will melt your heart and remind you that kindness still exists. And before we begin, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss an emotional story on Black Inside USA. The snow fell gently, like tiny white feathers drifting from heaven. The mountains stood tall behind the small town station, wrapped in peaceful silence. But on the old wooden bench near the entrance, a woman sat trembling, not just from the cold, but from the storm inside her heart. Her name was Amara. She held her red sweater tightly around her shoulders, trying to hide the shiver that climbed from her fingers to her soul. Her eyes were swollen from hours of crying, and the snowflakes that settled on her lashes melted like quiet tears. Just that morning, everything changed. Just that morning, her husband, the man she trusted, the man she stood beside for 7 years, had said the words that crushed her spirit. "You can't give me children. I need someone who can." She remembered staring at him, shocked, like the world had broken beneath her feet. They had tried for years. Doctors, treatments, prayers, tears. Nothing worked, and instead of standing beside her, he walked away. He walked away from their home, from their marriage, from her. Now she sat alone on that bench, her luggage at her feet, staring at the snow-covered road where no one seemed to pass. She whispered to herself, "Why wasn't I enough?" The question lingered in the air, unanswered, unwelcome, unfair. As she lowered her head, trying not to cry again, she didn't notice the small footsteps crunching toward her. She didn't see the little boots lined up beside her bench. She didn't hear the soft breathing of 4 curious children watching her with wide, innocent eyes. But she did notice the shadow of a tall man standing beside them. A gentle voice spoke, "Miss, are you all right?" She looked up slowly. Standing before her was a man with light golden hair and warm blue eyes. A thick green coat protected him from the snow, and beside him stood 4 little kids, all bundled up in puffy jackets and colorful hats. 2 boys, 2 girls, all of them looking at her like she was someone important. She quickly wiped her tears. I'm fine," even though she wasn't. The man crouched slightly, still respectful. "My name is Daniel. These are my kids, Noah, Kai, Emma, and little Leo." The smallest boy waved shyly. Amara tried to smile, but her lips trembled. "I'm Amara." Daniel nodded warmly. "It's freezing out here. Are you waiting for someone?" Her heart twisted. I thought I was." Daniel didn't cry, but the kids had no filter. The little girl, Emma, stepped closer. "Miss, why are you sad?" Amara blinked, surprised. "Oh, sweetheart, I just had a difficult day. Did someone hurt your feelings?" Leo asked, his tiny voice barely above a whisper. Her eyes softened. "Yes, someone did." Daniel gently ushered the kids to give her a little space, but they didn't want to move. They just stared at Amara, as if they already loved her. Daniel exhaled softly. "We're on our way home. Our car's in the shop, so we're waiting for the bus. You're welcome to sit with us inside the warm station." Amara shook her head. "I don't want to intrude." Kai, the bold one, said, "You can sit with us. Dad always says nobody should be alone in the cold." Daniel smiled at his son. "Well, he's not wrong." Amara hesitated, but the snow kept falling. Her fingers kept trembling, and her heart felt too heavy to fight kindness. So she nodded. "Okay, thank you." The warm room, inside the small station lounge, the heater hummed softly. The room smelled like hot chocolate and pine from the small holiday decorations. Amara sat at a table while Daniel brought a cup of warm tea and gently placed it in front of her. "You don't have to pay me back," he said when she reached for her purse. "It's just tea, and you look like you needed it." She murmured, "Thank you." The kids gathered around her like she was the main character in their favorite story. They asked about her coat, her hair, her bag, her favorite color, simple questions that made her smile for the first time that day. Daniel watched quietly. He could see the pain behind her eyes, but he also saw her kindness. The way she spoke gently to the kids, the way her voice softened when Leo tugged at her sleeve, the way she listened with patience, even though her heart was broken. After some time, he asked, "Amara, are you traveling somewhere far?" She stared into her tea. "I was going to stay with my sister for a while. She lives 2 towns over, but the roads are closed now, so I'm stuck here." Daniel nodded. "Then you'll have to wait for the evening bus like us." She nodded, but then she whispered, "I'm sorry, I don't want to bother you. I didn't know where else to go." Daniel leaned forward slightly, his voice sincere. You're not bothering anyone, we're just glad you're here." Her eyes glistened again, this time not from sadness, but from the gentleness she hadn't felt in so long. The truth she didn't expect. Hours passed, snow thickened, the bus was delayed again. Amara told the kids stories, silly ones, magical ones, tiny adventures that made them laugh. Daniel noticed that the more she spoke, the brighter her spirit became. As night approached, the sky glowed a cold shade of blue. Daniel finally asked the question he knew he had to ask, gently, respectfully. "Amara, what happened today?" She froze. He quickly added, "You don't have to tell me. I just want to understand." She inhaled shakily. "My husband left me this morning. He said he needs someone who can give him children." Daniel's face softened with concern. "I'm so sorry. I tried everything," she whispered. "Treatments, hope, prayer, but nothing worked. He said I failed him." Kai gasped. "That's not nice." Emma shook her head. "Daddy says family means staying even when things are hard." Daniel's voice was calm but strong. "That man didn't deserve you if he walked away from you at your weakest moment." Her eyes filled again. "But what if he was right? What if I'm not enough?" Daniel leaned closer, his voice steady. "You are more than enough. You're kind, patient, strong, and even if you don't see it now, someone out there will see your worth clearly." She lowered her gaze. She believed him. She didn't know why, but she did. Leo climbed into her lap without asking. "You can be part of our family if you want." Daniel's eyes widened. "Leo," but Amara laughed softly, brushing Leo's curls. "That's very sweet." Daniel sighed. "Sorry, my kids get attached easily." Amara shook her head. "I don't mind," and she didn't. For the first time in years, she felt wanted. The unexpected invitation. By the time the bus finally arrived, the kids were half asleep. Daniel helped them on board, then turned to Amara. "Where are you heading again?" "Rosehill Town. That's exactly where we're going." They sat together. Amara took the window seat. Daniel sat beside her, careful not to intrude but close enough that she felt safe. As the bus rolled through the snowy mountains, silence wrapped around them. But it wasn't uncomfortable. Daniel spoke first. "Amara, I need to tell you something." She looked at him. "I adopted all 4 of my kids. I've been a single parent for 6 years. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that family is built with heart, not just biology." Her breath caught, his voice grew softer. "And anyone who can sit with my children for hours, listen to them, comfort them, and still smile, has a heart bigger than they know." She felt something warm bloom inside her chest, something she thought had died. The bus arrived at Rosehill. Daniel gathered the kids, then turned to her. "Amara, would you like to join us for dinner?" "Just dinner, no pressure, my kids already love you." She hesitated, but when Emma took her hand and whispered, "Please come, it feels like you're meant to be with us." Amara felt her heart melt. She nodded. "I'd love to." The beginning of something beautiful. At Daniel's home, cozy, bright, filled with laughter, Amara felt something she hadn't felt in years. Belonging. The kids clung to her like she'd been part of their family forever. Daniel watched her, quietly amazed at how naturally she fit into their world. As she helped Leo with his tiny shoes, Daniel approached her. "Amara," she looked up. "People walk out of our lives for many reasons. But sometimes, that's the only way for new blessings to walk in." Her lips trembled. "Daniel, I don't know what the future holds." He stepped closer. "Neither do I, but I know kindness when I see it. And I know hope when it walks into my home wearing a red sweater." She laughed softly. For the first time, it didn't hurt to breathe. For the first time, she felt chosen. Not rejected, not abandoned, chosen. The kids rushed toward them, hugging their legs. "Daddy, Amara, look, snow angel's time." Daniel smiled at her. "Stay, at least for tonight." She nodded. "I will." Snow fell softly outside, covering the world in white. And inside that warm home, a new chapter of her life quietly began, not with heartbreak, but with healing, with laughter, with a family that welcomed her with open arms, and with a man who saw her worth clearly, the way she always deserved.